Hey, you know who I don't trust? People that leave the house with very expensive tech like iPhones or handheld devices with no case. I don't trust you. You seem like a sociopath. You spent so much money on such a unique item and you don't have a case on it. Every time I see it, it makes me anxious because I'm like, what if you drop it? What about this? X, Y, Z. And tons of things happen. But today, I am going to be talking about not only a case for Nintendo Switch 2, but a really cool case. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's your boy Andre coming at you with another video. So today I'm gonna be talking about the fully functional split protective case from the brand COOWPS. I don't know how to really pronounce that, so I'm just gonna call it Coops. And if that is not the way, I am sincerely sorry, but this has been on my mind for a while. How do I pronounce it? What do I do? Moving on. I have some really good takes about this case. I'm gonna be going over the grips I've had, the cases I've had, and why I think this one is probably the best one for you. I'll tell you what it does, why it matters, and why I think this case, out of many cases, is worth the hype. The other day, I got a comment on a video, someone asking what the case I had on my Switch was. So this is a video coinciding with that comment. But yes, this is specifically made for Nintendo Switch 2. This case, in my opinion, solves three of the biggest issues that the Nintendo Switch 2 has when it comes to cases and docking, and I will get to those real quick here. So a brief history of my personal grips and cases. I started out with these little grips for my Joy-Cons. They were nothing fancy at all. They were just silicone grips for my Joy-Cons, and at the end of the day, there was nothing actually protecting the back of my Switch. So these were just kind of like a fill-in for whenever I did get my first case. The next one was a grip off Amazon, which again, it wasn't the bee's knees. It wasn't the best thing. It was something that I could just put the Switch 2 into. But the one caveat was it was a full piece, so I couldn't take off the Joy-Cons, which kind of sucked. The next one that I upgraded to was one that I actually still have on my Nintendo Switch 1, and it is the Zen Grip Ronin from Satisfy. Now this grip is honestly one of my favorite grips. As I just mentioned, my current Switch still has it on there. When I got it, I never took it off because it was just comfort and it was so sleek and dockable, and it was awesome. And I don't mean this in any way, shape, or form, but the one gripe I had, especially now with the Switch 2, is I could never take off the Joy-Cons. Now, I don't want to sit here and say anything bad about the brand, nor am I, because I did get the collab with Beat 'em Ups, the colorway, everything is awesome. But again, the one caveat is I couldn't detach the Joy-Cons, and it kind of sucked. So the case I have now, the fully functional split protective case, I can detach the Joy-Cons and it basically does it with ease. Some of the key features that I did just mention is that this one has a magnetic ring design on the back, kind of like your iPhone. If you have MagSafe, you can throw on a battery if you want to, play on the go. If you have anything of the sort that you can slap on the back, this is probably the first case I've ever seen, in my own personal opinion, that has a magnetic backing, and it's super functional and it works very good. So the biggest thing in my personal opinion for a Nintendo Switch 2 grip or case is, can it dock? Because if it can't dock, that's a no from me, dog. And I'll be straight up, this one, I was a little scared. It said it, but I mean, I've seen cases that say it and then they arrive and it just doesn't work. This one arrived and it was dockable. Huge sigh of relief. And not only was it dockable, but it's not like super tight, it's just perfect, and I can't applaud the brand ever more for that awesome design. Not only is it dockable and it has the magnetic ring, but the case alone is just so smooth and ergonomic, so my hands don't cramp. The grips on the Joy-Con themselves are insanely comfortable. It's a little tight to get on, but don't fret. Once it's on, it feels amazing. The package I got came with a cover, so once the Switch is in the case itself, in the grip, you have a little storage thing where you can stack, I believe, up to 12 Nintendo Switch cartridges, so you can take it on the go wherever you go, kind of thing. Some common questions is that with the magnetic ring on the back, does it interfere with the dock? And I can happily tell you, no, it doesn't. It's just a really cool feature that is added into the case and grip itself. As I've stressed, is this case dockable? 100% this case is dockable. Again, that was one of my biggest concerns, and I can happily say that concern has now quelled. I just want to say a big thank you to the brand COOWPS. Again, I apologize. I don't really know how to pronounce that, so I'm saying Coops. Thank you, Coops, for the sponsorship and the case. This case, I love it. It's so, as I said, ergonomic, dockable. The magnetic ring, I have slapped on a pop socket for my phone just because I can. I've done silly things like that. This case is awesome, and I highly, highly suggest you guys go check it out if you're in the market for one. Again, my favorite thing about this is even though it's a case, you can still split the Joy-Cons from it and still play games in mouse mode if you want. And when you are playing in mouse mode, the thick casing on the Joy-Con is a real grip, so you can not only be comfortable in mouse mode, but play for long sessions. Again, I'll leave all links in the description. If you have any comments, concerns, please comment, and I will do my best to get back to them as I can. Boys and girls, cats and dogs, that's the video for today. If you like what you saw, like what you hear, and want to stick around for a bit, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're on the way to 650 subs, just crossed 600, so that's a big W, starting the year off strong. I love you all, and I appreciate you all, and most importantly, the brand. Thank you so much. I appreciate you as well. Catch you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.